I don't know how long. Probably a couple hours. No, it'll be fine with the when the dog comes home. I think for sure. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I honestly don't know if I'll be able to play 14 today. It's funny because I'm just looking at the graphics on my screen from what's happening on OBS, and everything is absolutely atrocious. It's just so funny because I'm just looking at the screen and I can see that it's just like there is some massive lag, and it's such a bummer too. Um, I thought maybe I could fix the stream quality, or I don't know if it's even the stream quality, if it's like if I just turn this down all the way, but then I don't know how playable it is even on my end, but I'm still gonna try and fix some things real quick. Hold on. Um, yeah, usually it's so funny. I broke my one rule of streaming where I actually was not going to play Final Fantasy 14. But then they decided, hey, guess what? This whole month is your favorite time of the year where you gotta grind for a specific currency to get like limited items. I guess you could call them limited edition, whatever. But it's the craziest time of the year, and that's kind of why I missed yesterday's stream. Oh yeah, the stream is absolutely dying on my end. Jesus Christ, like everything is coming to a dead halt. Well, let's see. Actually, maybe it's not that bad. I think because I'm always clicking away from OBS, it actually looks so much different. Like it actually is running at full speed. Okay, hold on then. If that's yeah, that's so freaking weird. Okay. I guess so. You know how OBS and everything's a different application, right? And me clicked on the game itself made it look like absolute shit. Like it looked like it was like maybe like maybe a frame per second, maybe not even like 12 frames, just like maybe half a frame a second. So it was like choking. But if I click, okay, okay, maybe maybe this will be okay. I go back to borders screen and see if this works. Go back to that, and then okay, so it looks bad on OBS, and it's okay in game. All right, cool. Maybe I'll actually be able to do this. Cool. The reason I'm not using my what do you call it? My VTuber today is because I didn't know how much of the screen I need to actually see or what you guys want to see, at least with 14. And also I'm not in the biggest mood to use my VTuber today. I was actually thinking of using my I don't want to say my PNG tuber. It's my nighttime tuber that I haven't used yet. Actually, if anything, I probably throw them down right now. Let's see actually if I can do that. Just so it's like, oh, here's a face-ish figure. And this one I had actually gotten as a commission. Yeah, that's actually actually that kind of works. I love it actually, not gonna lie. But this was a commission I got of my other VTube Ask personality, Lyre, the office demon. This was supposed to be used for like nighttime streams if I do more like rated M based games and things like that. But if anything, he was gonna be more of a the face for the TV streams because I was gonna stream a lot more like adult based content. It's gonna be more like a night after hours thing. But for now, this is okay. He's vibing. He's doing his cigarette smoking. And he's just like out and about. And because I'm playing with controller today, it also seems somewhat fitting. Okay, great. So, I guess let's start with the basics. Hi, if you don't know what 14 is, Final Fantasy 14 is a multiplayer game where you take up a different race. You could be a male or female. Like there's cat people, there's humans, there's like um orc-like creatures which are called Rhodigans. There's dwarves which are Lalafels, which are like the little like weird children uh characters you see around. Although they're supposed to be like adults all in their like 20s and 30s. They don't give a proper age of what you're actually supposed to be, but it's like, you're all the same age, give or take, no matter where you start. And you are in this thrown into this world, depending on when you play. There's actually two different storylines as to who your character is supposed to be. This game started back in I want to say 2010 or 2009, one of those years. It was originally released, and the game was absolute shit compared to what it is now. 1.0 is considered like the forbidden arc that people that were playing back in the day do not talk about, but it was a very different adventure. The storyline and characters that they ended up recycling and using later on to actually help you with like main character stuff. Um, they basically like changed in the future, or like it was a big overhaul altogether. Like there was instances where it's like, oh, this character was like trying to help save the monster tribes that you like become friends with and interact with later on, and she does a completely different role later on. And then it was just a big overhaul for a lot of characters. But the idea is that if you were they took the servers down for 1.0, and then like a year or two later, Yoshi P, as everyone knows, decided to revamp it. I mean, there's a whole like 6-minute video on Final Fantasy 14 1.0 in a nutshell, which is like the funniest video in the world, because basically the it's saying like the game was really crap. The new developer came in, completely saved it by working it from the ground up and using a completely different model, because like originally it was super high detailed. Like these flowers behind me, they were less flat looking. Like they made everything like super detailed, like you'd have like a Skyrim game. But the servers could not handle it for an MMO where it was going to like you know be tons of ping and all of that in between. Anyways, though, like for example, like this flower barrel thing on top of the sign would have been like 1,000 polygons apparently back in 1.0 days. Anyways, 2.0 storyline was that you're a new adventurer. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go do some stuff, and you become a well-renowned hero over time with your escapades and adventuring and all that stuff. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details of all the expansions, because either you know about it or you've seen other streamers talk about it or play it and all that stuff. And because I'm caught up on current content, I don't worry too much. And if you were playing 1.0, it was considered, oh, 5 years had passed. You finally come up out of nowhere. And everyone's like, oh shit, where the hell have you been? Like you were like the warrior of light that helped him back then. But in 2.0, if you were starting fresh new, it was, oh, you're a new adventurer that's becoming the warrior of light that went missing all those years ago. It branches, and it's different from each character, of course. There were perks if you were still playing 1.0 when they were before they did the relaunch, where it's like you get like I don't know if all the perks are still the same at this point, but it was like you would get like half your subscription, lifetime, like half off or something like that. There were some special legacy perks, but also it changes the dialogue when you're playing a game too. Like I guess it depends, like if there were certain variables in the game or the I guess not. Yeah, I guess the game where it would be just completely different. If anything, I'm just standing outside of my free company house. I don't want to tell you guys where it is because I don't know. I think I'm just worried of like doxing myself, and I don't want like to have hundreds of friend requests, even though I doubt that would actually happen. I think it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I'm vibing. This is my free company house. Originally, I had made the free company so I can have like what's the word? Uh, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like extra storage and stuff. And then I was like, oh, I guess I can have a house because I had a friend who was like my co-leader, co-owner, let's go co-owner. It was really just like we were hanging out. We got 14 married, just for like the tax benefits, quote unquote, being like, oh, hey, let's get the mount and the fancy clothes and all that stuff. As it is, it is. But we eventually bought a house. We were gonna turn into like a cafe, and then I was like, no, let's turn into like a cafe, but then the downstairs because there's multiple floors. For some of the houses, this is the smallest house, of course, but you can like do a lot of spatial stuff with it. And this, so times have changed since we originally first opened like last year. So this is now more of a like a pub setting, and then downstairs I did more of a exotic tiki bar, and these are my mannequins. These are the smallest of the races called the Lalafels, but they're in little costumes right now because there was an Easter event where the critically acclaimed Tonberry, which I also use for our mascot for this free company. Um, so I was able to dress him up like Tom Berry, so I thought that was super cute. Lyre is actually the name of one of my mannequins originally, which I thought was funny, but because you can't spell it the way I want it to, because all the names are shared with all the different names and servers and all stuff, so it's very much you had to make up names to go with it. So I have Lyre and Row, and then this is the downstairs tiki bar aspects that I don't like housing because you have to put everything down. You have to rotate a specific degree. And if it doesn't fit properly, it flies all over the place on your screen when you're trying to place it down. And trying to do it on controller is a hot mess. Trying to do it on computer is easier, but still a hot mess. Like, it's not easy. Anyways, this is my character. She is a cat girl from what you can see. The hairstyle is absolutely atrocious, but I kind of like the back tufts that it has on there. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, I could go with this. I could go with that. But yeah, my name is Miss Lushu, and the free company short name, or the tag, as you would call it, is called DILF, as silly as that is, like, damn, I love fishing and Dad like to, all that stuff. But um, whatever, doxing or not, I don't give a shit at this point. I mean, you're gonna say my name regardless because of we're gonna be going to into some raids regardless. So that's kind of what the house is. There's little rooms, but I don't want to show the rooms off because I know that doxes other players that are in my home free company and all this stuff. So originally it was just me and my friend, and then they left to go to a different America server because this I guess like so many people play on America servers because English is just a majority language, I feel like, for most people. And I feel like there's just a lot of weebs out in North America. And the servers originally were Japan region, North America region, like they didn't have like Brazil and all that stuff. So it's like all the Spanish and multiple language folks. They just had to find a server to gather where their friends were in Europe. And then I think a year or two ago, they opened up Oceania, which is literally just Australia. But it's like that's cool because they could ping and not lose like horrible lag and all that stuff. But if it's like unless you have like tons of friends, which in the age of the internet, everyone just has tons of friends. It's just that. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just babbling out of my mouth basically. But anyway, so there is a event going on that is actually starting Monday. I talked a little bit about it. And it's called the MOG Tomes of God, I don't remember what the heck it's called. Let's see. MOGTOMES of Mendacity. So basically, you collect these little things. You have to do certain dungeons, raids, alliance groups, and all that stuff. And I have been turning into a crazy person for two reasons. I've been playing the one that gives you the most tokens, but at the same time, it takes 40 minutes per raid, and I've done nothing but that the entire time. And you need, I think the most you can get is 100, or 100 for like one of the items you could get. So that's basically the goal for like a stupid earring that looks like in the shape of a pig. I know this sounds dumb, but the collector's hoarder shiny trinket person in me is just like, let's do it. Um, so I'll be doing two raids back to back today. And then after that's done, because I just want to get this done and out of the way so then I could relax and not play this for a couple weeks. Or if I do, it's mostly just to help friends. But I'm gonna be doing these near raids, which are last expansions, like Alliance raid. Alliance raid is basically 24 people teams, all that stuff. But last expansion they had Yoko Taro on the team for these patches, and they did a near Automata themed uh, tier raids. So it's like it's so funny because people have told me that if you play the near raids and the Draken style, I honestly don't remember how you pronounce that trilogy, but it's like connected to the near raids and all that stuff. I wish I knew more about it. I think I want to play those games in the future, but uh, what I've heard is that if you play the games, they're just weird and confusing. And if you play these raids, apparently they make a little bit more sense to like the normal player that plays Nier and understands those whole stories and all that stuff. I've been going kind of crazy by doing healer, which is not my strong suit. I actually do DPS as a dragoon. But with the fact that usually I would do healer with my other friend who is my second 14 wife, because once my first one jumped servers, we decided to quote unquote divorce. So, it was just a thing because the biggest perk aside from like getting married in game was that you could teleport to each other, but you had to be on the same world server. So it's like even if they were like multiple servers away, it's like, oh well, that's kind of useless because they say, oh, you're not in the same world. So we just thought, screw it, let's divorce. And then me and my other friend got married, so I could help her with all the content and help them and all this stuff. And they're almost there. They're almost caught up on Endwalker, and I love that for them. So for now, it's just a lot of right. We're all queued up. I am a astrologian, which is considered to be a what do they call it? A full healer, because there's a shield healer and then there's just like a solid pure healer. And I just don't get it. I don't get the different classes even after all these years of playing and having so many different classes. It's just confusing. But for now, let's actually hop over to of their cities because I think I have stuff to turn in. I don't know. I don't know. If anything, I'm just kind of vibing. I'm just trying to enjoy it. I actually don't know if I put the sound back on. I did not. Oh my god. Hold on. I think I was worried of putting the sound on because the game was already looking like crap earlier. Oh, here's like 100 people here. This dude over here, or maybe it's this dude. One of these people is known as the local tank program. Is it this dude? Yeah, this tank program. And he's just a dude who just like hangs out AFKs in this area. Usually he's like playing dead emotes and all that stuff. But this time it looks like he's actually just sitting. That is actually a miracle. But yeah, all these people are all different like characters, actual players. Usually, if they have like the tags over their heads, they're the NPCs, of course. Like this is the Moogle, where you get the current. event stuff from right now. So I could go for all these other items, but I'm trying to get this stupid earring in the shape of a pig because I'm a lunatic. And the other stuff I could literally get from like doing other dungeons or raids. Like some of them are just like, oh, ride an elephant or a monster or blah blah blah. It's just all different. But yeah, these are all just different people. I usually try not to come here too often because it's so packed. Like usually this is just like if anyone's already heard, it's just Ho Town. It's just complete Ho Town where everyone comes here, and it's just the lag is atrocious. So it's like, oh, I need to travel literally any other screen or area so I can actually get my FPS back sometimes, or that everything isn't loading all at once. But this is one of the main city states that you would start in. If you don't know what 14 is, again, I mean, it's just like I'm just talking out my ass at this point. I think I'm just waiting for these stupid raids to be done. And it's so funny because originally I was just gonna play Celeste. Um, yeah, originally. And then I was like, I couldn't stop myself yesterday from not doing these raids back to back to back because I was like, I just want to get this done. I need to get this done. And it was just one of those things where you just kind of like, it's not like procrastinate. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna do it now, and then you cannot pull yourself away. And it's not like it's addicting. It's more like I feel like compared to before, I was playing this a little bit more casually, and I still do. I feel like I just feel like I'm casual in the sense where I take my sweet ass time, and it'll take me a million years, rather than force myself to do it right then and there. Like the last expansion, Endwalker, that came out about almost 2 years ago now. And immediately as that game dropped or launched, there were tens of thousands of billions of people trying to play all at once, crashing servers, being in queues for hours on end just to play. And sometimes you get kicked because the servers would actually explode. Like, I don't know how bad it was, but I guess they weren't expecting, oh, here are all these multi millions of people joining to play because this was during the whole, like, World of Warcraft Exodus. So that was just like a hot mess altogether where it's like, oh, here are all these people coming to play the game like that previous summer, 2021. And then a couple months later, the new expansion drops, and everyone's losing their goddamn minds trying to play it. And then you have the regular 14 players that are so afraid of spoilers and being spoiled in any sense that they had to play the game nonstop. Like they're taking off like weeks or days off from work to play this game. And what's the word? Not look at Twitter or other aspects and all that stuff. Like it was crazy. It was really bad. It was very bad. I'm just gonna sit here for a second. Yeah, these are like all the different emotes because everyone loves emotes and all that craziness. Or sit. Am I dumb and I don't know how to read? Stretch soul. Oh, sit actually might be here. Yeah, here it is. Not sit ups. But yeah, it's I think it's funny that I'm using my cat girl and my midnight streamer vibes for this today. But I'm just like, you know, it's okay. I'm vibing. I'm just enjoying myself. I also feel like I have cursed myself by streaming because my queue sucks. It just says less than 5 minutes, but now it's starting to take longer, and I don't know if it's because I might have waited too long. I I guess the word. Oh, I gotta activate those in 30 minutes. That sucks. Okay. I forget what I was saying. I honestly do forget. I guess I'm a private person, or I try to be a private person. And 14 was my weird comfort game throughout the pandemic. Like I had started before the pandemic, like back in 2019, and then I got stuck to a point because it's like, hey, you're not high enough level to do the rest of these quests, and I was struggling to level up, so it was kind of a bummer. And then everyone started working at home in March, April 2020, and all that stuff. And then I was like, okay, I'm at home. I should pick this up again because I'm literally stuck in my room for the next multiple weeks. Took me ages to figure out what my login information was, and I was able to get in and start playing again. And then I kind of went through the expansion slowly. Um, I didn't finish Shadowbringers until a couple months before, um, into 2021, basically. And then they were announcing, oh, here's the new expansion, and all this stuff. I was like, oh crap, more content. Um, and even before that, I don't know, this is my comfort game, but it's also my, even though there's millions of people in this game, like, like other characters and people playing and all this stuff, this is my hermit game where it's like, I don't want to play with other people, like friends and all this stuff, like I want to do my own thing. And yet, I literally do sometimes. I think it's just one of those things where I'm like, ah, yes, I'll play with you, but I will have a limited social battery because I am doing the same stuff over and over and over again because multiple new friends were joining the game, or they were just, it was a lot. I think it just becomes a emotional, not emotional, mental burnout because you're playing the same baby dungeons and stuff over and over again, and you can't use all your moves. Like you could have like maybe one or two healing or attacks at max and all that stuff because of how weird it is. And I'm just like, oh no, God, why? And I'm getting spam emails or messages. I don't know what this is. That's cool. Steam's also letting me know that things from my wish list are on sale. That's cool. I don't need to worry about that right now. Um, wow, this party sucks. Or this queue sucks, actually. It's such a bummer because I think it's just the point where this is one of the more boring 14 streams out there, I want to say. Just with the fact that it's like, I'm doing my own thing. I've caught up on everything. Oh, let's queue for that. Yep. And it's one of those things where it's like, people are just gonna be grinding and there's no new content, or it's nothing exciting. I'm not a house builder, or I'm not a big modder in the community or something crazy. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It'd be very unfortunate if my mic wasn't working the entire time. I'm just double checking my levels right now. But I'm just here. I'm living. I'm vibing. That's all I could ever ask for, really. Uh oh, there we go. Oops. Yeah, I'll put that there, I guess. Okay. But yeah, this is the last of the raids. Oh yeah, here's everyone's portraits at the end. Um, I took down the chat box because I didn't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, great. But yeah, I have healing as my weakness. It's like my biggest weakness, and unfortunately, that also means that because I've been getting better at healing, um the last couple of months, that tanking is probably my weakness now because I do not know how to hold enemy aggro whatsoever, and it's embarrassing. I always had that problem even beforehand, but these are all the people in our team, our alliance group. I know 24 people doesn't seem like a lot, but when you kind of have them all lined up or bunched together, it's like, oh, that kind of feels like a lot. But they always give us big fields to be on the space and all that stuff, regardless. And I think, okay, There was a slightly controversial tweet in the 14 community when this first started because um whenever these things happen, it's usually about every 4 to 5 months because they usually do these a month before new patches drop for the game, and they're like, hey, here's the time to get people back into the game. We make them do dungeons for limited edition stuff, and they grind for materials because people are crazy like that. Like, that's literally how our players are. They're insane when it comes to collecting limited edition things. Because I think that's what like half of this game is. Sometimes it's just like, you know, we are here to do some limited edition stuff. Um, I forgot what I was saying though. God damn it. Um, but this is how they get people back in the game, even if it's for like a couple weeks, because we have these weird mentalities to be like, no, we're gonna collect everything under the sun like a lunatic. Oh, I should get away from this. Send people. Here. So, I hope everyone's having a good Thursday. I know this is not normally when I stream, but I think because I'm just in a wackadoo place, it doesn't help that I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna stream on Wednesday, and then that does not happen. Not because like life is crazy, it's just I get so drawn into all these like limited time events that I'm like, I need to get this done as soon as possible because the further along these events go, the harder it becomes to like start getting groups together or queuing for things without like, it becoming majorly consequential. Mostly it's like, oh, okay, you want to get this? Well, too bad. Everyone's already got their stuff, so they're not queuing for it anymore. That's exactly what happens, and it sucks. It's just, it's usually just unfortunate timing. But with 14 players, I feel like it's gross to say because I'm against it in my own personal life sometimes, even though I buy into it too. Sometimes, like, I'm just a big sucker, like, I don't realize until afterwards. But, 14 feels like a fast fashion trend. Or was it? I think it's called fast fashion. Where it's just like you do your thing, you go through your life, you spit out all the content, you take in everything, and then you leave it alone and toss it into the trash, and then you beg for more and more and more. So it's like, ugh. But yes, it's definitely a fast fashion trend, even if I don't want to admit it. And it makes me so sad. But at the same time, it's like, oh, hello, what, Red Badger? I don't know who these people are. But I just, I don't know. I'm glad that compared to how I was, maybe even a couple of months ago, or even last year, that I have actually not lost interest, but I've slowed my roll. That I do not log in every day like I used to. Like, I will actually take a couple days off unless like my friends need to run content and the like. So I'm like, okay, I'll help, I guess. Oh, no, no one's died. That's good actually. Wow, miracle. But um, I don't know. I think. Oh yeah, right. Controversial tweet. So funny thing was that when this event started, people were saying this event, this sure, it gives you a lot of like points, so you can like rack up. Let's say like Chuck E. Cheese coupons, like your little Chuck E. Cheese tickets. It's like, okay, we got that. Or any arcade or whatever, any entertainment place where you get like tickets to redeem for prizes. That's basically the equivalent of what this event is, where you get so many tickets for your characters, because sometimes people have like alternate characters because people like to be different races, but they don't want to spend tons of money on like um doing the whole like race change thing, which is apparently like 10 times cheaper than like World of Warcraft for some weird reason. I know nothing about Warcraft. Wow. Compared to like what other people have told me. So it's very amazing. Oh, there goes my pop-up box. I don't care too much about that. Cool. Usually it's just like people chatting and stuff, but I just wanted to do the loot window real quick. It doesn't matter because you can't see because of Lyre's big ass thighs in the way, so that's perfect. Um, and that reminds me, I don't think I told anyone that I was playing. Oh well. I haven't played this. I've been playing different classes other than Astrologian, but Astrologian is kind of the easiest for this type of thing at the moment. Um, God, I keep getting off topic. Okay, so controversial take. People were saying don't do this raid because it'll take a billion years. And other people were like, screw you, these are like the best raids ever because these are what people call the PvP raids, which PvP is just like person versus person, you see everywhere. It's just like combat. And it's not supposed to be that way, but you could turn it into that real fast. Which is probably what makes it funny. So it's like, you'll have like attack where you have to like stand on each other in other sections of this raid because they divide it up into three sections. And and what's the word I'm thinking of? People were basically like, the music is awful. You should do the smaller ones first. But then other people were like, literally like, it's just Discord. Discord when the community is toxic, even though people say we're the best community ever. It's like we might be the best community in game at times, but there's still horrible people out there, being that either they have different beliefs that are frowned upon, or just nasty to other people just because they want to be nasty. It's a very weird like system altogether within the game, but it usually it's like it's very dime a dozen. But it's like if you go onto websites like Twitter and find users, or specific Discord channels and all that stuff with certain followings, or community building aspects, sometimes people are just hella nasty there. And I'm just like, I will avoid most of that. I'm just here for the pretty pictures and people's pretty characters. That's it, basically. Like, I am not immune to a hot bunny girl or the like, but if they're like a nasty person, like in real life, I'm like, I will pass. Because I wanna, I'm old. Okay, when I say old, I'm not like old, but I will say like, I just don't wanna involve myself with that chaos. Like, I don't have time to deal with internet drama. I don't have time to just wither away and argue with people on the internet. And I don't have the time to deal with people treating me like a doormat like people have done when I was probably in school and all of that nonsense. So it's just like, why would I deal with that? Why would I put myself through all of that in the first place? That's stupid. But this is my comfort game. Actually, there's a lot of games that are my comfort games. Like I got back into Hamtaro. I know that sounds very weird to say, but I started getting back into old Hamtaro stuff. So I had found old games that I had, and I was like, oh, these are for the Game Boy Advance, so I am going to play these. And oh shit, my mom's asking if I want lunch. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I'll get lunch. I'll probably have to text really fast in between all these things. Oh god, get over here, get over here. I'm so glad I looked at my phone real quick. No, I'm gonna die. There we go. uh, Actually, I haven't been doing too bad. I'm glad. And as much as I want to care about getting like commendation points, which is just like people thank you at the end of the race to be like, oh, he did a good job. It's just like a point being like, it's like a good star sticker. And I'm just like, I could care about that, but I kind of don't right now. I'm just living my life. I'm enjoying the game. I gotta text real quick about food. Okay, let's do that right now. Okay, there we go. But I love the music of this raid. I think I am just a sucker for the last like boss fight of this dungeon because there's two phases, but the second phase has the best music. I don't know. I'm a sucker for violins. So if any place has violins in place, I'm just like I gotta go. I gotta go right now. I think the funniest thing when I look at OBS right now while I'm playing is not the fact that I'm playing 14, which I broke my rule. I'm very sad about that. But it's the fact that I have a very pink, over toxically pink like background. And then I got like the most depressing looking, like exhausted, depressed office worker demon who's just like, he's vibing, but in such a very brightly pink background. It's silly in its own way. So like, I get it. Maybe one day I will be less afraid of playing 14 on stream, but I feel like because there's so many people that do, and then there's a lot of 14 players that are like, they only do it because they're doing like the big raids or they're doing content or they're known for other stuff in the community. I just feel like I'm one of many people and I'm just here to vibe. Like, I just don't want to take it seriously. It's like, I don't want to take the people seriously. I just want to enjoy my game and vibe and Uh, I will say though, the biggest thing I hate about these events though, these monthly events when they do happen, I guess they're not bi-monthly, they're more like quarterly at this point. But it's the fact that you'll be in the middle of like a raid or something like that, and people disconnect. And sometimes they'll be gone for a long time because sometimes you give them the benefit of the doubt at first, like, oh, maybe their internet crashed or their computer crashed. Anything could have happened. But then it's like, oh, they're gone the entire raid and we're already at the end. And even if they're disconnected, they will still get those points if they log back in. So it's just I was the person, like, I would be the, like, if you put in a school setting, like, the person who doesn't do the work but still gets the credit. That's what it feels like. And I hate that so much. I'm like, no, you don't get credit. So I love when we get the chance to, like, boot people. Because then they get kicked out of the game. We get someone else who's been queuing or waiting to try to get into a raid, and usually if we're trying to just fill up spots that way, it will just automatically like sync them in if it's their specific class or whatever it may be. But during these events, usually people will at least be like, oh yeah, so and so will be back. Their internet crashed, or they had an emergency real quick, or they gotta go take a shit. I don't know. Anything can happen, I guess. But I think it's just nice knowing, like, oh yes, there is something wrong. But if people are literally just like gone the entire time, then it's like, no, 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 we are not doing this game. We are not doing this, homie. We are not playing this shenanigans way of life. But yeah, I hope whoever's watching is enjoying themselves. Oh shit, and just vibing. Yep. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I actually have the YouTube channel set up. I will actually link that to the Twitch page in the probably later today, I think. So far, it only has the VOD from last week where I did Oddworld. Loved it. It took couple like a day and a half for me to realize like, oh, HDMI setting was actually on there, thankfully. But it's very weird how they do it all together. I was just like, this. I don't know. Maybe it's just YouTube was like, this video is only 2.5 hours long, and yet it feels like it takes forever. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's get this dude. Keep him from dying. Well, anything can happen. I think because of how long this is, I might just do one today and then do the other one later off stream because like I don't want to torture you guys more than I need to with 14 and the random facts and bullshit that I stress myself to go through for some weird reason. But at the same time, I guess I just wanted to use this as like more of the my talking, just talking points right now. Mostly because one, I'm actually doing something with my hands or on the screen, and it doesn't like absolutely kill me. Doesn't make me feel like a crazy person. Ugh, dropped frames. That's not good. Maybe it won't be that bad. Hopefully this isn't as laggy as it shows at times, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Oh, right. Uh, switch this. Yes, now we've turned into little Atari things because why not? Why not? And basically, the idea is that you have to make sure it's the same color as whatever your thing is fighting, so you avoid the attacks, but you gotta switch it to attack these weird little things behind us. It's basically everyone in your designated like team corner, I guess is the way. Why am I explaining mechanics to people? I don't know. They're not even good explanations, that's for sure. I'm just here. Ah, damn it. I think it is fun though. I know nothing about NIER, but I love the designs. Even the creepy little doll girl back there. Like she's just it's good. I like the clothes the most. Sorry about that. We think our family is like coming down with some weird disease, whatever it may be, but no one knows what actually is. And if you ask me like what the point of the cards is, I would not be able to tell you. What I do know is that the Lady of the Crowns and King of Crowns is like the only cards I actually like understand. Because Lady of Crowns gives you health, and King of Crowns gives is like a AOE attack to like help attack or not attack. Keep everything spick and spine. Spick and spine. Just it's a good time. Go 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 go. Oh, that's a lot of dead people. Okay. I'll grab you. The only downside though is that healing leaves you vulnerable. It's annoying when you can accidentally like get interrupted too. So. Oh, I am gonna go behind you. Hang out for 2 seconds. Cause you're gonna get yoinked. Yep. Okay, perfect. I can hang out over here, heal, and attack. And there goes some people. That did it. Ah, there we go. I like to greed for all the gear because you never know what people have or might not have. And I'm just like, surprise. But it would be nice to have a proper schedule, even if it's for myself or just in life. Because currently, I am back on the unemployment. And by unemployment, I mean I'm just don't have a job right now. So I'm like, well, this sucks. And I don't know. I'm just trying to get by. I'm just really mellow lately. Most of it the grandfather stuff. Thankfully, my family let me know when that's happening. So March 10th, which is a couple Wednesdays from now, I will not be streaming that day whatsoever. I don't know if I will stream that week at all, to be honest, because it'll just have to be like that week will be like recovery mode, socially, emotionally, and all that stuff. But we will see. Sometimes it's just one of those things where it's like it's gonna be a short service, but it'll still be an emotional toll regardless, I think. And it'll be okay. And I gotta heal this person. If I can't, damn it. And I do love my friends that I've made on here or have suckered into getting into 14. It's amusing because like some of them play on very different setups, of course. Like I have a friend who plays healer, and they play all other classes with a laptop trackpad. So that's like, an achievement all of its own for them to actually keep everyone alive and like heal and all that stuff. I am one of the freaks in my group that loves to play on controller because even though everyone's like, oh, keyboard is easier, I think controller is easier because I just understand what my button configurations are after all these years of playing. But I am the person who originally played on PlayStation 4 and then literally got the game on PC, or at least on my gaming laptop that I'm streaming on right now. And then I was just like, I don't want to learn keyboard. So I just plug my PlayStation 4 controller in and I go. That's that's how it is. It's silly, but I love it. And that's just how it is. Let's see. Cutscenes, and this is the last boss. This is the part 1, part 2 boss region. Oh, I didn't roll for loot at all. No, it's still fine. Like that. The green on the text boxes is basically just like, hey, what's going on? But it's nothing like important. It's usually just like people just chatting it up. And then we got Catboy that's just fucking zooming. Jesus Christ. But the music's good. I enjoy it. Ugh, you hoes. Why would you go? Why? Ugh, hate him. Hate him so much. Not my teammates. Well, I guess my teammates. They're like the other team members. So, the alliance is basically 3 teams of 8, and they'll be named A, B, and C. We're on team B, but I'm just also like, why do that pool early? That's messed up. Yeah, I think I will play. Celeste after this, for sure. Not like I wasn't going to. It was just a timing of, do I do it now or do I do it later? Which I think at this point, oh, excuse me. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna get upset with Celeste regardless. I think today. So it's gonna be very unfortunate news for anyone who wanted to come in and see some Celeste actually being played. Because I don't know. I've struggled on chapter 4 and still haven't touched it in 3 weeks. I just did not enjoy Celeste. I think that was it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bad gamer. I'm a bad platformer. And it's funny because as a bad platformer, I really love Odd's World, which we were playing last week, and I will maybe try and play more this weekend. We will see. I don't know if there's gonna be family stuff, but at the same time, it's like I uh, I think after the whole grandfather thing, I'm like, I gotta spend more time with the family instead of just playing games and trying to stream just to make a audience of strangers and homies watch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I will say I will give myself a high five because this is the first time in the last couple of days that I've not died during these raids while healing, but fingers crossed because we still got another hot mama to fight. And you'll understand like a hot second what I mean. Because the little girl form, I'm like, oh, she's creepy and weird and a glitchy robot. But I'm also like monster creature enjoyer as well. But yeah, this is also my favorite song of like the entire thing as well. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, I am way too close to the edge. I could get flung off. I wish I could turn this up. I think I can. Hold on. There we go. Oh, I'm fine. Video next week and put this on YouTube. Actually, I should check if I've gotten copyright stricken on the other games. Um, Oddworld, that's a good question. But at the same time, I love it so much. Because as much as I love it, I also would like to hear myself speak. So funny. My new 14 month, as we joke, saying that she is the second wife. But she's also my home at the same time. Um, she's like, you should play 14 on stream. I was like, well, should I? And she's like, well, if you're gonna be doing this stuff anyways, you might as well. I'm like, that's true. So that's kind of how this all happened, basically. So you can thank her for that or whatever, but no, I like it. I'm enjoying myself. I'm relaxing before I put myself in absolute for Celeste, which I want to love it. I think just because the story moves so slow, even though it's supposed to be simple, like storytelling, and the gameplay is atrocious to me, that it's taking all the fun out of it. And I want to love it so badly too. Very unfortunate. I'm like crap. Oh, more trains. Favorite? I will say it's funny that I think I'm being a bad healer while playing 14. The only reason I say that is because I think I have not healed as many dead people or resurrected people as much as I should, which is very unfortunate. I've just been healing and running around, which it's not bad. I don't know, priorities. Priorities on keeping people alive, rocks, avoiding all the bouncy balls that are gonna kill me. It's just all of it. And he owns trains again. I had some punishing raid runs this week, for sure. There were some people that didn't want to explain what the mechanics are and expected that everyone knew them. And you could tell, for sure, because there were like a lot of people who kept dying over and over again. I was like, wow, this sucks. But at the same time, it's done. Oh, I already have that. Okay. I hate how yes, I use my controller for a lot of stuff. Even that. That's done. Alright, cool. Let's see. And everyone's rolling for their loot. It's a good day to vibe. I'm not expecting to get anything either because I rolled 0 and everything. But I just want to make sure that everyone gets all their stuff. As weird as that sounds. Um, Not like any of these people are my friends. They're all just a bunch of random strangers. But I hope they had a good day today. And good for them. I'm gonna bounce out of here for sure. Oh, and I got 4 player accommodations. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh god, right back into freaking limbs. I forgot about that. Okay. Let me check something real quick. Let's see. It's 2 o'clock now. My mom sent me a picture of emoji of a pig because I asked for a lot for lunch. Cruel and unusual, but I understand. Is my sister this what I need to know? She's almost home, but 93. Okay. The one thing I wished for is that they gave us a list where it's like, oh, how many things can you get? Or at least for the Moogle thing, so you know, like, what's what. No, I don't want to do those. What is Stormblood? No. The downside is that these are all. What the hell was How many do I need? No. Okay. You know what? Let's do some regular stuff because I know that once my sister gets here, I will take a quick break. But it's more of just a grab my food, get some drink, get revitalized, and then get ready for Celeste. So it's more like mentally preparing myself by just making sure I know what I'm doing. Let's see. In other news, aside from this, the reason that I didn't just grind these off screen and not just play 14 off screen is because I started playing the new what do you call it? The new game that came out from